Now drill the trapping pins. Be careful not to tip the angle of the trapping pin over more than about 15 degrees, as this has the potential of pushing too hard against the string. The trapping pin only needs to touch the string that passes by it. Use the long bit next to the strut. If the strut forces you to drill closer to vertical than you like, that's okay. You can tap the pin over later. Burnish the bridge with the treble hammer to clean up the holes and drive the trapping pins. Now you can put those strings back where they belong. For the notes that you have not yet worked on, move those strings to the side and proceed. The notes are all completed, everything is cleaned up, and the strings are put back. Now remove the wedges from under the soundboard and make sure that the little steel wedge is behind the horn of the plate if you have one, and pull up the tension 1/4 turn on each tuning pin. That should give you enough tension so you can space the strings using the hammers as a guide. Here I'm using a screwdriver to lift the coils. Here I'm lifting the coils using my stringing hook. This stringing hook happens to be an old ice pick where I heated the tip and bent it over. Now it's time for a quick preliminary seating of the strings before we chip to pitch. If you want to make sure that you're not seating the strings too hard, just tap on your head to check, and if it hurts, it's too hard. You will notice that I'm also tapping at the trapping pin. This is to make sure that the string does not hang up on the trapping pin. As a part of any string seating process, we have come to find that massaging the strings can have a positive impact on the tone. Here are two examples of tools that can be used for this massaging process. The one is a homemade tool with a piece of hardwood dowel glued into an old handle, and the other is a brass tool that is made to fit in a combination handle. That particular tool is sold as a part of a set by Craig Fehrenbacher. We've now gone through the chipping and tuning process to bring the piano up to tension, so it's now time to seat the coils. By using the trapping pin marking jig, most of the trapping pins will be just right, but here I'm using my Optivisor to make sure that all of the trapping pins are just touching the string without deflecting it. Here is something that I recommend that you try even if you've been taught otherwise. Lift the string on the front side of the A-graph. It will help to seat the string, and I think that you'll find that it expands the sound quite nicely. Seat the strings at the bridge one more time. This is the point where we drive the bridge pins in that last little bit to make them nice and level and flat on top. Make sure that the wedges are back under the soundboard for this. We do this now so that whatever nick is cut into the side of the bridge pin when we pull the piano up to pitch, that nick is now below the string. It's now time to tune the piano up and enjoy the high quality sound of a Wapin bridged piano. I'd like to thank you for joining us as we've gone through this process of retrofitting this Steinway Model D from the late 60s. I'd like to also thank Northern Illinois University here at DeKalb, Illinois, and David Graham and Andrew Remillard. I hope you've enjoyed this process. Hope you enjoy what you're hearing now. I'd also like to thank Luis Martinez.